What up, collective, and welcome to your week ahead forecast. This is for 9:15 to 9:21. Okay, so we are flying through September. But our power animal for the week is the snail. The snail as a power animal symbolizes slow and deliberate progress, patience, resilience, quiet strength, and self-protection. It represents the wisdom of taking life at your own pace, allowing things to unfold naturally, and trusting your inner process. Its spiral shell can symbolize transformation and the cyclical nature of life, while its vulnerability highlights the strength and openness and the balance between self preservation and authentic self expression. And it's crazy because this whole week, like the past week actually, I've been like, yo, I need to move more slowly through the day. Like, I be moving like Dash from fucking The Incredibles, or when you see SpongeBob, he be like, I just ran that. Want to see me do it again? You want to see me do it again? Like, that's how fast some of you guys move, where you can get a lot of things done at once. You probably have a lot of air, fire in your chart. Even water signs can be that way. But honestly, all of you probably could learn a thing or two from this snail when it comes to slowing down. Literally, I'm hearing everybody in the collective, like in the whole world, could learn from the snail. So for those of you who are trying to come out of some sort of spiritual warfare, maybe some of you are going through a lot of like tornado thought like patterns in your mind where you just feel winded, after thinking, about whatever this is. The snail is going to help to slow your mind down, to help you to take the rest that you need to process your feelings. We're still processing our feelings, and it does feel, the collective I'm speaking to this week is under a lot of demonic attack. And I've even been noticing this as well, where some of you have like hidden enemies, like people who sit and dine at the table with you, people you don't even think send you energy. And you need to slow down to realize this. It's like some of you have ops that you are overlooking, whether in the spirit realm or in your physical, or both. And if you're moving 100 miles per hour, you're not going to notice anything. You're not going to see anything. So there's something that's blocking your intuition for some of you, and that's why you have been feeling so anxious. Like, I had to restart this over because as soon as I stepped into the energy, it just felt very anxious. And some of you are, maybe you are readers yourselves, and you deal with a lot of like spiritual bullying within the like psychic community, because there really be people out here with like huge followings, and they hate on psychics that are not really that known. Like, they may come across your stuff and they're out here like having to read the books from the tarot deck to understand the tarot deck box to understand it. Don't get me wrong, it's okay, but like real ones didn't really even need to study too long, okay, with tarot. And it's just like some of you are dealing with a very competitive friend, or this energy that's trying to almost suppress your psychic gifts, like make you feel like they're not real, make you question yourself. And that's because this collective is pioneers. We are the pioneers for the 5D. We are the ones who are actually planted, spread apart across the world, healing. And now is a time to actually recognize how powerful, how great we really are. Like, this collective really struggles with self-actualization. Okay, I'm hearing that. Let's look that up for those who may not know. Self-actualization is the psychological concept describing the lifelong process of realizing one's fullest potential, fulfilling personal growth, and achieving inner fulfillment and self-fulfillment. Yeah, it's always something there to remind you. Like every time you're about to cross through a portal, it's like something always comes back to remind you of like some shit. And you have been falling for this over and over and over again. And it's like the snail is saying that's how the devil gets you, is like they'll make you trip over yourself so much to the point where you want to give up on yourself. You want to give up on your life. You want to give up on trying to pursue something. It's like to wear you down spiritually. That is what spiritual warfare is. It wears you down over time. And that is why, with working through drinking and needing to be very strategic, because it is like it's something that I'm fighting, and also like coming out of thinking that it's something that's for me when it's not, and even though I try to convince myself, it's like some of you have been trying to convince yourself that you fit in a certain frequency, or you're realizing that you have boxed yourself in so much to the point where now it feels foreign to love yourself. It feels like it's hard for you to embrace the idea that you can become all you want to be. But it's a progress, okay? That's what Spirit is really saying. It is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And that very realization is actually what speeds things up, when you can finally be like, yeah, like, okay, I can sit with these emotions. I'm actually glad that I'm not around anybody, so I can actually really break down and, cry and like have these tough conversations with my inner child. So that's what a lot of you are needing help with, is there's a part of your inner child that's crying to do something, crying to activate itself. Like, yeah, like I need to move. I need to paint. I need to draw. I need to exercise. I need to stretch. I need to ditch the alcohol, ditch the tobacco, ditch the unhealthy eating. It's like, and what's been helping me is like hacking myself out of like I've been affirming I love to be sober. I love to be in a high vibration, and spiritually I love to be connected to high vibrational frequencies. That's how you're going to hack out of anything that's hooking onto you within the spirit realm. Because remember how I was saying, this is like demonic attack. A lot of us, this is spiritual, and some of you are targeting someone or something. You're saying, oh, maybe it's my ex, maybe it's my twin, maybe it's because of this job situation. No, like you need to look up, you need to look above and go into the ethers. With any problem, you can solve it with Reiki, especially when it's something that's going directly against your purpose, like negative thoughts or overthinking about something. You can have help with that as well. Some of you, you're overthinking. It's like it causes you to not even, like, some of you are like not even remembering things. Like I feel like somebody is talking and forgetting what they're saying. Somebody is also like very congested. Maybe somebody is eating lots of fatty foods, and your heart chakra is calling you to like slow down. So you can work through, excuse me, because it's all coming up in my chest. Yeah, some of you need a fast. That's what it is. Like sometimes whenever I feel like spiritually overwhelmed, what I like to do is, of course, have my high vibrational weed, hit my little weed for a little, and just like fast and like spiritually address everything that I'm feeling. And for those of you who are 420 friendly, you guys know what I mean, But sometimes, you have to not eat certain things. Like I mean, actually fast and like have a day where you spiritually sit down, like treat it as a trip, how you would a psychedelic trip. That's how I actually work through a lot of my shadow demons, is And it's not always with weed, you know, like I've had many meditations where I'm just completely sober and laying there and facing things. And that's the best way, is to actually slow down and not do anything. It's like you guys still are running away from the uncomfortability of your mind. It's like it's so uncomfortable, but yet you want results. But if you can't think it, you are not going to get it. If you can't perceive it, it's not going to manifest within your reality. You have to actually feel it in your soul that something can be for you, and consistently feel it until all the darkness has been purged out. Okay, so let's see what the card of the week is. The collective. Yeah, Four of Swords. I mean, look, we all need a fucking nap. Spirit is like, nap time, nap time. It's like, even me, I've been feeling this energy, like, I swear, like, let's just call it this dark force that's coming up against this collective. I notice this energy is manifesting as like franticness, like a moving fast, you know. And I had to really affirm, I move the way I meant to. I move in my feminine flow. Like, as a lady, yes, I should not be rushing around so much, and I need to take my time. Even as a man, as anything, you know, you need to take your time through the day. And some of you get up and you get the day going right away, but there needs to be like more structure and routine around how you're gonna make time for you. And I mean, really make time for yourself. And I be telling y'all, Spirit has me sometimes guided to just lay down all day, do nothing. You know, when you think about it, like back in the ancient times and all of that, there was no technology, and everyone was just lounging around. You know, when you look at the old Greek photos, mythology, you know, you just see them like lounging on the beach. And I even have dreams like that where I remember like other incarnations where it was higher in vibration and there's like no technology and just lounging. Okay, so social media, these phones can be very distracting, especially when it's always something to learn and it's always something to read, you know. Yeah, this is a good week to set intentions that you always rest the way that you're supposed to and when you're supposed to, and you don't fight against it, and you love to rest. Matter of fact, I love to rest. I always affirm that I have an equal balance between work, play, and rest. That is like the chef's kiss. You need that. You need that big three. And then people wonder how you get so much shit done. Is because you're moving strategically while not doing much. Really, you're not supposed to do too much to be successful. Like, you're supposed to make calculated moves. Have a schedule, you know, have time for yourself. So for some of you, that's all you're missing, is like a little routine, a little discipline. Even though it's like, it can be boring, like the meme I just made on my page. If you're listening on YouTube, my Instagram is Whoa That's Personal, and it's linked below. You can check out like my funny memes and all other contents that I post. Okay, let's see what else are the other messages. Yeah, the Divine Feminine Collective, we're kind of like in this boy bye. I'm hearing boy bye type of energy. We could care less about what's going on with these ninjas, all right? Or that's the energy some of you need to step into. Like, why am I even giving this my energy? Nine of Swords, like, why are you even in this Nine of Swords crazy energy? Okay, some of you, this is not even your man or woman, you know, and it's like, don't get me wrong, with like the twin journey and all of that, it's difficult, but some of you are harvesting a lot of your person's energies by maybe constantly spying on them with divination. Like there's still a little bit of like needing to detach from a telepathic bond that you have with somebody. Cause you're like, there's no relief. I feel you in my dreams, and everybody's watching you, but I can feel you touching me. That's what, Lana Del Rey. Some of you are in this very Lana Del Rey-esque energy, but it's like secret. It's secret. Nobody knows you're in this lover girl energy, lover they, lover boy. It's just and you keep thinking that someone is communicating with you, but you're actually manifesting. Wow, this is crazy. Some of you are manifesting like a false version of who you think somebody is in this moment. But it's like something is latched onto it. Wow, something like an entity is latched onto this. And that's why, and that's for someone who feels like addicted to somebody. It's like you can't shake it. You're always obsessing about them. You're always trying to get readings on them. You're always trying to see what they're doing. That's an entity feeding off of your lust towards somebody or yearning energy. So some of you need to affirm that you are shielded from yearning in negative ways, okay, towards this situation. Doesn't just have to be love, but like lusting after ideas that are way in the future for some of you. Like, you know, and I don't mean far, like some of you are not, let's say you're single, you're wondering about somebody or when love is coming in. It's like, it may not be coming until next year, but you see how dangerous it is to already think it's coming like next week. Or, you know, you're trying to manifest some sort of goal, but you're thinking it's going to happen like next week or in a couple of days. And you always feel like that. And when you get into that cycle, it's like, again, that spiritual warfare like drags you down over time gradually. It gradually drains you, and it that's what it's supposed to do. So I'm feeling called to like even call out these readers. Like I've noticed certain readers where they always read into like karmic love situations over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like people feed off of that energy constantly. People want to know, you know, what's coming next in love the most, you know. And it's those of you out here who actually genuinely like love readings that are like spiritually deep. And that's probably why, if you're new here, you felt called to me, because I focus on that. I focus on self-love, growth, development, getting you to your highest timeline. If you're thinking you're about to get some love readings over here, no. Like if it pops up, I will read it, but other than that, you know, what's important is a journey of wholeness. Okay, that's what we're here. And some of you need to affirm that you only listen to readers who preach that wholeness, okay, and not profiting, because you can profit a lot off love readings, okay. Best believe that. Like if I wanted to do some karmic third-party love readings and shit, I could do that. But, and no shade to the people who do, because, you know, I feel like it's a portal you have to walk through. Like when I first was introduced to certain readers who did that, it's like I needed it at the time, but I could see how you could get hooked into like constantly trying to see what's happening and shit. And some of you need to really pray off that energy. Maybe like analysis paralysis, you know, with situations, or spiritual codependency to certain things, like validation, or even repeating numbers. Like the spiritual schizophrenia I'm hearing some of you need to overcome is purging out like a false sense of security within spirit. Because once you realize it's all around you, spirit, that spiritual energy, you're not going to feel alone. Like some of you have been feeling boxed in because of this energy. Terrorized. Some of you are quite literally terrorized by high-ranking demons, you know, because you're like your bloodline and what you're here to do. It's like they always try to scare you. It's like something is always trying to scare you right before you make a breakthrough. Even me, I've been like, damn, they got me again. Every time I start talking about how, like, I want to leave the door open with certain things, and I'm like, damn, they got me again. And, you know, part of the journey was also me healing from the shame of that cycle, because I'll be like, damn, they got me, but I knew better. And it's like, that's a cycle some of you have been in. Like, even if it's like you get down on yourself if you like miss your routine or you miss something. Yeah, but all of this energy is going to clear when we rest. Even me, I was like, okay, like, I was just really conscious of my psychic battery, becoming more conscious of it. And your tolerance, like, a lot of us are being pushed to hold our boundaries more. We're not supposed to be in this scattered energy. We're actually supposed to be feeling pretty peaceful right now. Okay, and if you are feeling peaceful, then this week is just another week to apply what you were doing last week. Whatever worked for last week, do it again. I noticed taking things a day at a time and like channeling my card of the day and like guidance of the day, that always works best for me. And as the snail said, it's like some of you do benefit actually from channeling a lot through the day, and that's okay. Like, especially when you're trying to get guidance on how to like move and change, it's like spirit is all for that. That's actually what I've done over the last like 5 years, and it's completely transformed my life. So some of you need to work through like a spiritual shame, like of getting readings. Maybe some of you are like getting a lot of readings, but it's not like you're spying per se. You're just kind of looking for something to activate you. Like you're ready to be activated, inspired. So affirm you are always intaking the content you're supposed to and the readings that you're supposed to. That's been coming up a lot. Especially because like these readers, they're like glitching themselves, that like you know, and I had to even be careful of like, I still have to be careful of falling off, you know, to be completely real with y'all. I have to, like, spirit was like, you really gotta, like, if you want to be in this position, you're really gonna have to fight for your sobriety. Like, even, yes, it's okay you share your journey, but you're gonna have to take this very seriously. Okay, like, we've had you in this phase of like every 2-3 weeks, but like you're actually gonna have to like let it go at some point. It's not, there's no way, if you don't, you're gonna be stuck, you know. And some of you, it's like you've been holding on to dear life of a concept, idea, thing, person, idea of a person, you know. And even if this is like someone you consider a twin, you guys still live separate lives. You are still two separate physical bodies. Okay, so that's where a lot of you guys are, is like separating yourself from people. Not just love interest, but just identifying your frequency and understanding that it is not about you adjusting your frequency anymore for anybody. And if people don't like it, they can move around. Shit, move around. And if they respect you, they will evolve with you and treat you accordingly. Shit has already been happening to me. And I was just talking about this nice guy energy in the downloads and notes, like coming out of that. It's like, I be on some Harvey Dent shit, but I don't really be nice. Like, it's like I just allow people to think that they've gotten away with certain things, and then I allow spirit to just handle the rest, like, because I know how karma works. But sometimes you have to actually say something, you have to actually do something or set a boundary in order for people to know, like, it's not this ain't what you think it is, you know. You can't play with me. So some of you are stepping into that energy, and it's like you were worried about being mean, you know, and it's like, fuck that. People be mean as shit. Like, I've been seeing a lot of people, like, just throughout my whole life, and how people are. It's just, as a starseed, I really be like, y'all really I'm genuinely, I be like, is this normal? Is this the normal reaction? I feel like I'm like an actor and I'm trying to like figure out how to channel that emotion. Like even Spirit was like, when you start really doing this acting, you're gonna have to like do like facial expressions and like make angry faces and sad faces. And I was like, damn, I really don't know how to make a mad face, because I've never in my life like scrunched up a lot, been angry. It just be people out here who just be angry, y'all, and just, you could be noticing that, like, and being disgusted, like, even if it's somebody you've been with for years, like, just like, ew, like, your energy right now is just not it. Okay, so some of you may have to, maybe you're going through a temporary separation with somebody, and you're not really attracted to this person anymore, but you love them, and it's okay to fall out of love with your partner, like, in that sense, like you've fallen out of love with this version of them because you're evolving. So if they're not evolving, we get new soul contracts. Even as I said, like with the twin flame thing, like I feel like a lot of the divine feminine collective, like we get stuck in like the idea of letting that person go. But what Spirit means by that is to let go of the physical version that you knew them to be, because you're now evolving into a higher frequency, a 5D frequency. So it's not going to be the same contracts. It's going to evolve into something else. And my theory is that twin flames evolve into divine counterparts, where you come in enmeshed as one with the same trauma, and you both are triggering each other to heal that. And then you go your separate ways, and you connect back to the divine, the light, rather than looking at each other as the source. And from there, God leads you back to each other. And this is not a version of this person that you have witnessed before. So yeah, it's going to feel like it's not possible or you can't imagine it. But that's actually what you're meant to be doing, is forgetting about who people used to be and leaving space, and saying if people change and they're meant to be in your life, you leave space for that, including family members. Okay, so that's mainly what I'm getting on this week ahead forecast. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace out.